if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those ultra-bridge vibes, no sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despises. Yorkshire laughs with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd live for Friday, the 9th of May 2025. How are you doing, guys? Let me tell you what is coming up for today's Daily Nerd live for Friday, the 9th of May 2025. Well, first and foremost, Harry's shame indeed. Prince Harry seemingly refuses to leave African parks even after they've admitted that, yeah, they have committed some human rights abuses against the Baka people. This is absolutely insane. So we'll be going through that first and foremost. Next up after that, there's a new legal law for Prince Harry. I'm just asking for a friend here, not a statement of fact, but has he been caught, has Harry been caught threatening witnesses and trying to coerce witnesses by trying to pay them off in order to get their cooperation in his current lawsuit against the Daily Mail? Again, I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not making a statement of fact, but there's an article. And yeah, this could be Prince Harry's new legal law. After that, we'll then be going on to the line of succession drama intensifying. Prince William, apparently, if you are to believe sources, is ready to remove Harry, Archie and Lilibet from the line of succession. Is this possible? How likely is this actually going to happen? We'll get into that in the third story. And then the fourth one, well, that's up to you guys. The bonus Harry and Megzy story of the day of the live stream. It's up to you guys if we get to it or not. The goal has been set on the live stream. If we get to 10 super chats in the next hour, then you will unlock the bonus Harry and Megzy story. And this is a funny one, okay? It's a funny one. Unseen footage of Prince Hazard's BBC interview has got leaked online. Now, it is a funny one. Not all is what it seems, in a way, but it's hilarious nonetheless. So, if you want to unlock today's bonus Hazard and Megzy story for the Daily Nerd Live for Friday, the 9th of May, 2025, if you can, of course, you guys know what to do. Super chat away. If we get to 10 super chats in the next hour, then you've unlocked that bonus Hazard and Megzy story for the day. So that is what is coming up for the Daily Nerd Live. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in live today, or if you're watching on the replay. I really, really appreciate your faces. Thank you so much. If you are watching on the replay, fast forward like 5-10 minutes and I will have started the first topic for today's live stream. Before we get into that though, a little bit of housekeeping. Guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you support the expansion of the Altiverse and subscribe for more content on my second channel, Political Nerds, because straight after this stream, you guys will be redirected to this premiere video right here, where I'll be playing you a clip that I believe will leave you heavily disgusted and sick to your stomach. Let's put it this way. You think in the UK, a 14-year-old little girl should be forced into marrying an older adult man? You're not going to believe what I'm going to be showing you in this clip right here that'll be premiering right after this live stream. So stay exactly where you are because more content is coming your way as ever, guys. And now with our political nerd community and influence growing so much, you guys, I was actually invited to go back onto Dan Wooten's channel today to discuss some of the biggest political stories happening at the moment. Of course, we did sneak in a Hazard and Megzy story towards the end, but I had so much fun earlier on, and it was wonderful to meet Charlie Sansom as well, and I'm getting to know him behind the scenes, and he's becoming a little bit of a mate. And before we jump into the main topic for today's stream, a big shout out, massive shout out to the T-Man over at Dragon's Treasure. It's been a while, but I do like to remind you guys from time to time that if you ever want to upgrade your tea game, then this is where you go. The Dragon's Treasure makes the best tea ever. My favourite, a lot of you OG Alter Nerds will know, is the apple cider tea. It smells of apple, it smells fresh, and it tastes fresh, and it tastes of apple. Guys, this thing is freaking amazing. Now, I do know a lot of you guys have already ordered from the T-Man, and every single one of you have messaged me back, have agreed that his tea is certainly the best. So please do upgrade your tea game today if you want. Use code ALTERNERD for 10% off everything in store, including my favourite, the apple cider tea. And make sure you sip your tea in style with a Stef's Tea Party mug that you can get exclusively on stefthealternerd.com. And guys, that is all the housekeeping for today. A couple of thank yous before we start. My goodness, wow. Oh, wow. D. Williams in the chat. Thank you so much for gifting a whopping 10 new leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of D. Williams. Hearts in the chat for D. Williams, because my goodness, double figures for a gifting war? Insane, D, insane. So thank you so much for that. Sean Roche, thank you so much for jumping in with a whopping 5 leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of D. Williams and also Sean Roche. And guys, that only means one thing. Today's gifting wars have officially begun. So thank you so much to D. Williams and Sean Roche for kicking off today's proceedings for today's gifting wars. We're already on a whopping 15 new leaders for today's stream. Who else is going to jump in and be like, this ain't how you do a gifting war? This is how you do a gifting war, and help us get to 20 new leaders for today's stream. Guys, we may soon find out. Also, as well, just to give you guys a heads up, April's leader-only stream will be happening this Sunday before the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. So this Sunday at 9 o'clock UK time will be the leader-only stream for April. So if you don't want to miss out on that, you guys know what to do. Become a leader today. Thank you so much for Summer Savage for the $1.99 sugar bucks, saying bring on the bonus Hazard and Megsy story. Thank you so much for kicking off today's goal. We only need now 9 more super chats to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megsy story. Thank you so much to Taz for sending me a $2 sugar bucks and my favourite, the ginger doggy fighting hearts moment. For those that don't know, this is a ginger doggy. There are hearts coming from tail. When you lift the tail from a doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a ginger doggy fighting hearts moment. You'll never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You're very welcome. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 33 months, saying feels like yesterday. Love this community and hope you had a great holiday. I did. Thank you so much. I needed the break. I needed the rest. I needed the mental reset after everything that's been going on with my family and behind the scenes. So thank you so much to everyone that's been supporting me and sending me some good wishes and kind words and for your compassion. I really do appreciate it. With that being said, guys, let's crack on with the first story for today's Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. Prince Harry refusing to leave African parks even after they admitted to actually conducting human rights abuses against the Baka people. Yeah. He's quick to leave freaking Centre Bali, isn't he? And talk all day long against Centre Bali and the CEO, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But, when it comes to African parks, this has been going on for well over a year now, and he's remained silent, and he's still on the board. So what the frick is going on? So, whilst I go through this story, if anyone sends any further sugar bucks, super chat stickers, leader-only chats, or jumps into today's gifting wars, I will get to you guys as and when I can. But yeah, let's go through this right now. So, this is being reported by the Daily Mail. Prince Harry's African charity admits human rights abuses after rainforest families said that the rangers raped and beat the tribe's people. And so, yeah, African Parks has now finally admitted to some of the allegations of their rangers committing human rights abuses towards the Baka people. This is after an investigation by the Mail on Sunday. Now, how is Hazard involved with African Parks? For those that don't know, he was president of African Parks for 6 years until being elevated, until he got like a promotion, so to speak, to the governing board of directors 2 years ago. Now, the article says Harry is said to be fully briefed on the scandal and along with the board has been involved in bringing about change to deal with the issues. Yet, he hasn't spoken about it once publicly. Not spoken against the abuses being made by the rangers, not resigned, not nothing. You got to think why. And again, I'm just asking for a friend here. Why? Why is he so quick to all of a sudden resign from Centre Bali and publicly speak out against Centre Bali and the CEO, Dr. Sophie? But when it comes to the African Park situation, which is much worse, right? In terms of the human rights abuses that have been going on there, right? He stays silent. He doesn't speak out against him and hasn't resigned. Why? That's the big question that I don't think a lot of people are asking right now. Why? Why is it better for Prince Hazard to stay with a charity and be affiliated with a charity that has since admitted to human rights abuses? Think about it. Why is he staying and being affiliated with that? He should run the freaking opposite direction. He should have run the opposite direction a freaking year ago. He hadn't. Why? Why is he staying? Now, I'm just asking for a friend here, as always, but is he staying because someone at African Parks has got something on him and has coerced him into continuing to stay for whatever reason? Could it be, and again, just a question, that he might be complicit in some of this? And so he's staying because he's got a better chance to try and cover it up? Again, I'm just asking for a friend. These are not statements of fact. I'm just pontificating here, so to speak. Because again, it makes zero sense for Hazza to continue to stay on and be affiliated with a charity that has now since admitted that, yeah, some of the allegations when it comes to the human rights abuses is actually true. Do you see where I'm coming from here? And so last year, this investigation by the Mail on Sunday, which kicked off this whole African Parks scandal, right, discovered evidence of intimidation and abuse in the rainforest of the Republic of Congo by guards and rangers managed and paid for by the African Parks charity, including allegations of beatings and rapes. They found first-hand testimonies of atrocities inflicted on the Baka people. Now, these are indigenous people, once known as pygmies, and they've now been stopped entering the forests where they've fished, hunted, lived off on since literally the dawn of freaking time. Now, this is how bad these abuses are, right? And to be fair, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, in all honesty. One woman told of being raped by an armed guard while clinging to her newborn baby. Teenage boy claimed that he was groomed for paid sex by another guard. And you've got testimony from a community activist that's claiming that a Baka man died after being beaten and jailed without getting actual treatment for his injuries. So again, the bigger question, the scarier question to really ask, because even me asking it is giving me chills up and down my spine, is Prince Hazza was so quick to leave and publicly denounce Centre Barley, a charity that he set up in the name of his own mum, Princess Diana, right, for her legacy. He's quick to quit that charity and speak out against them publicly. When it comes to African Parks, who have since admitted that, yeah, they did commit human rights abuses, he is seemingly refusing to leave and hasn't once publicly spoken out against it all. Why? Why? What's the difference between him staying silent when it comes to African Parks and staying with them and him not staying silent and leaving Centre Barley? Why is he still staying with a charity and being affiliated with a charity that has since admitted to human rights abuses? It makes zero sense for Hazza to still continue to be there in that light, other than, well, hang on a minute, is there some insidious reason as to why he's continuing to stay at African Parks? What do you guys think? Carrying on with this story, though, African Parks has said that it launched an independent review and the charity has now admitted that human rights abuses occurred in the Odzala-Kukua National Park since December 2023. Now, this was a probe that was carried out by London law firm Omnia Strategy LLP, and it's gone directly to African Parks. Now, the charity has since released a statement saying, quote, "The Board of African Parks has reviewed Omnia's advice and endorsed the management plan and timeframes to implement the recommendations resulting from this process. African Parks acknowledges that in some incidents, human rights abuses have occurred, and we deeply regret the pain and suffering that these have caused to the victims. Omnia's process also highlighted several failures of our systems and processes that were insufficient for the level of responsibility given to us, particularly in the early years of our management of Odzala." Now, Omnia, on their part, who conducted the investigation, said that it had been thorough and proportionate without attempting to be exhaustive. The thing is, though, these findings haven't been made public. African Parks, for some reason, is refusing to release this report. Why? What have they got to hide? Now, think about it this way, right? You've got a charity that has admitted after an independent report that, yes, the charity has committed human rights abuses. We admit to it. Okay? If it was any other charity, the whole board would resign en masse. They'd all quit. And they'd get in new blood, new leadership to take it forward. Because ultimately, that charity turning around and saying, yeah, we committed human rights abuses, that's them turning around and saying they ultimately failed on a catastrophic, evil freaking level. So why are they still in operation? Why are they still on the board? Why are they still involved with African Parks? Why is Hazza still on the board? Why is he still involved with African Parks? Because responsibility is also with him. Under his watch, alongside the other board members, human rights abuses have been committed under African Parks. What? So we are to trust the board who oversaw African Parks during the human rights abuses taking place for them now to be competent enough to be able to improve African Parks to ensure it don't happen again. Get Ben. What the frick? They're living in cloud cuckoo land? What the hell? So this is why, again, I'm probably going to repeat this a couple more times, but I think for me it's a very important question to have and to make. Why the hell is Prince Hazza still involved and still affiliated with African Parks after they've now admitted to human rights abuses? Why is he staying silent? Why? Now, before we continue any further, Stephen Magnus, the big SM in the chat. Thank you so much for the £2 sugar buck saying fourth extension of 6 months requested for, quote, the TIG. I know. I read your email and I'm there thinking, okay, so it seems like there's like 2 like trademarks or 2 kind of designs for the TIG, let's say, that's still under an extension or whatever. And I'm there thinking, this is just a side note, guys, all right? We'll get back to the main topic in a moment. I'm there thinking, well, hang on a minute. Megsy's got us ever. Why don't she just let go of the TIG? What's going on? What's she trying to do with the TIG? Time will tell. But big SM, thank you so much for that. So, yeah, let's get back to this main topic here. Because, yeah, even I'm angry that this report hasn't been made public. What is there to hide? Report it. Let us know what's been going on. Survival International, which supports the Baka people, has reportedly raised the abuse of the Baka people with Prince Hazza. Director Caroline Pierce has said, we still don't know the details of what they found because African Parks has refused to allow the findings to be made public. It's committed to more reports, more staff and more guidelines, but such approaches have not prevented horrific abuses and violations of international human rights law in the decade or more that African Parks has known of these atrocities, and there is no reason to believe that they will do so now. Survival International going so far to tweet out further, saying, look, you know, they have acknowledged multiple abuses have taken place, confirming allegations of violence. Survival had been calling on African Parks to actually put a stop to years of abuse by their guards against the indigenous Baka people whose ancestral land has been taken over by the Odzala Kakua National Park in the Republic of Congo, which is managed by African Parks. And so one thing I'd like to know from this report is Survival International has turned around and said they've been begging African Parks for years to sort this out. What did African Parks do with Survival International's warnings and their pleadings to protect the Baka people? Again, why aren't they releasing this report? What have they really got to hide? This is why I say earlier on, all the allegations of what African Parks has done to the Baka people that we know publicly, to me, I think is the tip of the iceberg. I think if we got old of that report, that independent report, an assessment made by Omnia, oh my goodness, I believe, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, they've done worse than what we publicly know. That's why they're hiding. That's why they're hiding. And I wonder who's implicated in that, in the organisation of African parks. Again, not naming names, I'm just asking a question here, and it's just generalised. D. Williams, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying, glad you had a restful holiday. Yeah, I am. I'm glad I did too, to be fair. I needed it. But going on, it says African Parks has refused to make Omnia's report public, nor allowed Omnia to do so. The root of the problem, which the investigation did not address, is that African Parks continues to cling to a racist and colonial model of conservation, which kicks out the indigenous people. Yet, has as quick to turn round and call or insinuate his own family racist. Oh, no, sorry, unconsciously biased. You can't make this shiz up even if you tried, I tell you. And so they say, look, as long as this is the case, the backer will continue to face abuses and the destruction of their livelihoods. And so they have a plan to try and get this to end. Now, the link to this that I'm showing you right here from Survival International, it is in the description bar below if you do want to add your name to this. But Survival International are asking people to sign up to this form to try and help the backer people as much as possible, okay? So here they're saying, look, Indigenous people across Africa are being beaten, tortured, raped and killed by rangers who are funded and equipped by conservation organisations like WWF and African Parks. The Baka and other hunter-gatherers who have lived in the Congo rainforest since time immemorial have seen much of their land stolen and turned into national parks and other protected areas. The Baka have been evicted and now live in dire conditions, landless and dependent on others, or turned into tourist attractions. They are banned from entering the rainforest they once called home, while mining, oil and logging companies and trophy hunters are considered partners of conservation and allowed to carry on with business as usual. Conservation is not supposed to be about destruction. There's another way. Respecting Indigenous people's rights is by far the most effective way of protecting biodiversity. Help us stop these abuses, which amount to a green genocide, as the Baka simply will not survive if this continues. Urge the funders and supporters of these destructive conservation projects to stop violating the badger's human rights. Which, by the way, African Parks has admitted now that their rangers have committed human rights abuses against the Baka people. So that's out now. So if you do put your name in and your email address, then an email is then sent in your name to the European Commission Directorate General for International Partnerships, the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, the French Development Agency, the Executive Director of the Legacy Landscapes Fund, the Director General of WWF, the CEO of African Parks, and Prince Harry, who's a member of the African Parks Board. So if you do agree with this and you do want to help and you do want to put your name to it and send an email to all those organisations that's listed at the bottom here to, you know, try and help stop this in any way possible, put your name in, put your email address in. You can preview the email before it's sent, I believe, and go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. If you want to do this, the link is in the description bar below. To be fair, Prince Hazza should be promoting this and sharing this out. Instead, he's staying silent and staying put at African Parks, which means two things. He's not speaking out publicly against the human rights abuses that the rangers at African Parks have done, and African Parks have admitted to now. And B, he's staying at African Parks, therefore continuing to affiliate himself with an organisation, a charity that has admitted to human rights abuses. Why, oh why is Hazza doing that? Makes zero sense for anyone to be affiliated with a charity that's just admitted to human rights abuses. So why is Hazza doing that? Strange, no? With that being said, you guys, everyone that's watching live, stay exactly where you are because we're going to jump into the second story for today's Daily Nerd Live in a moment. Has Prince Harry just been caught threatening witnesses and trying to coerce them by paying them money in order to get their cooperation in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? Again, I'm just asking a question, not a statement of fact. But there's an article out there that, yeah, this might be a new legal law for Prince Harry. So for those watching live, stay exactly where you are because we'll be starting the second topic in a moment. But for those watching live and on the replay, if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Why do you think Prince Harry is refusing to leave African parks, even after they've admitted that their rangers have committed human rights abuses? Why is Harry staying silent and continuing to affiliate himself with a charity that's admitted to committing human rights abuses? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, hey up live chat, how are you doing? Let's see what you guys are saying before we jump into the second topic for today's live stream. Mic drop Lisa, hey up lass, how's it going? Thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks. Ruining a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks my way. Saying, glad you had a great holiday. Did you find the bag in black? Also, you missed my resub earlier, a whole 12 months already. No, not exactly. I'll explain in a moment. But yes, I did have a great holiday. I wasn't able to find the bag in black in the end, unfortunately. But I'll be back. I'll be back. I love that area of Gran Canaria, in all honesty. So I will be back and hunting again for it. But yeah, I did notice it was before the live stream happened. So I've not been able to select it on OBS for it to appear on screen. That's why it's been missed a little bit. But yeah, I've seen now, my goodness, a whole year already, Mic Drop Lisa. Thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership and for you being such a vocal participant in our leader-only streams. I always have a smile on my face when you call in on the Zoom call for the leader-onlys. You are freaking amazing. And that's why you are called Mic Drop Lisa, my friend. So thank you so much for that. And my goodness, that already takes us to 4 super chats for today's live stream. We're just 6 more away from reaching the goal of 10 super chats so that you guys can unlock the bonus Harry and Meghan story for today's live stream. It's a funny one. It is a funny one. A little bit of a jokey, funny one. But guys, unseen footage of Prince Harry's BBC interview from last week, it's been leaked online. So if you guys want to have a laugh about that one, then if you can, of course, do contribute to today's goal. If we get another 6 super chats in the next 25 minutes, you will have unlocked the bonus Harry and Meghan story of the day. If you want to see that unseen footage, you guys know what to do. Also, as well, before we crack on with the second story for today's live stream, my goodness, Flapper27, thank you so much for jumping in with a whopping 10 new leaderships gifted to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Flapper27. And my goodness, that takes us to a whopping 25 new leaders for today's stream. We're just 5 more away from a whopping 30 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to jump in today's gifting wars and be like, this isn't how you do it. This is how you do it. Guys, we may soon find out. But arts in the chat for Flapper27 because when they show up and jump into today's gifting wars, my goodness, do they lay down the gauntlet. So who's going to take on Flapper27's challenge? We may soon find out. With that being said, let's crack on with the second topic for today's live stream. Yeah, guys, has Harry been caught threatening witnesses and trying to pay them off in order to get them to cooperate in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? Now, again, I'm just asking a question. It's not a statement of fact. But this article, I think it's opening a legal Pandora's box. Stay tuned and let me explain more. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, Yana, the alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we, because I'm just asking for a friend, and it's not a statement of fact, it's just a question, but I see this article right here, and when I read through it, I had a question. Has Hazard just been caught trying to threaten witnesses and coerce them by trying to bribe them with money to cooperate in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? Now, again, let me be very clear on this. I'm not making a statement of fact. I'm just asking a question that's come up in my mind since reading this article right here. And so here, a Mail publisher asks Prince Hazard's lawyers for payment for evidence documents. Now, this is from a preliminary hearing that's being held. And so the publisher of the Daily Mail has asked lawyers for Prince Hazard to hand over any documents relating to payments or threats made for evidence in the legal claim against the news publisher. So you've got Hazard, along with Liz Hurley, Sir Elton John, his husband David Furnish, bringing legal action against the Associate Newspapers Limited, otherwise known as the ANL, that own the Daily Mail and so many more. Now, they've accused the publisher, similar to the Mirror Group newspaper situation, of, unlawful activities, such as hacking, getting information by illegal ways, blah, 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 right? Okay. And so, Associated Newspaper Limited, of course, are denying all the claims, saying that they are lurid and simply preposterous. On Wednesday, though, earlier on this week, Andrew White KC for ANL told the High Court that the case is being brought principally as a result of information allegedly provided by third-party investigators. So he asked the court in London to order the group's legal team to search for and disclose any documents that, get this, relate to payments, royalties, or inducements paid, provided or offered, or any demands or threats made in order to obtain documents, information, or other cooperation. And so I read that, and that brings to me a question of, well, hang on a minute. Has Hazard been caught trying to threaten witnesses, coerce witnesses, and try to bribe witnesses in order to get them to cooperate in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail? And again, I'm just asking that as a question, not as a statement of fact. I need to be very, very clear on that and repeat that pretty much a lot here, all right? I hope you understand why. Because why would the lawyers for ANL be asking for this in the first place? Why? Why? I've never seen this happen before. I've never heard of this happen before, right? In any of Hazard's lawsuits. This is insane. What do you guys think? Are you guys coming to the same question as me? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments down below if you're watching on the replay here. But in written submissions, Anthony White KC for ANL said that a limited number of documents had been disclosed, which showed that, quote, payments were made or offered to, quote, procure evidence and invoices. But again, quote, there's good reason to believe that incentives have been offered or paid by the research team more widely. He says that one of the investigators was paid £16,000 for a series of invoices and her evidence, adding that this was, quote, buying evidence from a certain perspective and for evidence against the newspapers. He also asked to be provided with documents relating to when each of the group learned of the potential unlawful information gathering, adding, quote, that not one of the claimants has disclosed a single document evidencing or referring to the information they were provided with for their watershed moments, the moments where they thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to sue. Now, David Sherburn, right, Hazard's lawyer and the like, told the court that any documents that were not privileged had been disclosed. The judge, Mr. Justice Nicklin, completely don't believe that. His response, I find it remarkable that there are no documents. The judge is calling BS on Hazard's side and being like, you're telling me there's no further documents that you can provide on this? Get bent. What's the betting, guys? All right? Place your bets right now. What's the betting that in the next preliminary hearing, they're going to turn round, they're going to address this situation again, and Hazard's team is going to turn around and be like, can't find those messages, can't find those emails, they've all been deleted, or the backup drive has been corrupted and damaged, so we can't access it anymore. It's all gone. We can't find it. It's all gone. We've given A&L everything that we can, and anything else that they want, it's just gone. It's deleted. It's lost. Whatever. Place your bets right now. Because I won't be surprised in the next preliminary hearing when they address this situation again, that's what they're going to turn around and say. This is unprecedented. This is absolutely insane. And so, yeah. You read through that article with me, right? And I give you my commentary. I give you my opinion. As always, keep it 100. But please, keep it 100 with me. Am I barking up the wrong tree here? Or does this article indicate that Prince Hazard could have potentially been caught on this? Are you getting, in your mind, the same question as me? Has Prince Harry been caught threatening witnesses, trying to coerce them and trying to bribe them with money in order to get their cooperation in his lawsuit against the Daily Mail, against A&L? And again, just asking a question, not a statement of fact. A question that has arisen by simply reading this article. Are you guys asking the same question now? Let me know in the live chat if you're watching live, or in the comments down below if you're on the replay. For those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching live on the replay, if you want any more reports on the misadventures of the gruesome twosome, and I'm sure you do, then do make sure on your way out you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Are you asking that same question now as me? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Those watching live, stay exactly where you are. Until the next time, though, for you guys on the replay, laters. Okay, and that was the second story for today's live stream. We will be starting the third one in a moment. Lisa Boo, though, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying, I want to see the bonus footage. Hit that like. Oh, yeah, it's a funny one. Not always what it seems, but yeah, unseen footage of Hazard's BBC interview has got leaked online. We're going to have a laugh on that one. So, yeah, guys, if you want to unlock the bonus Hazard and Meg's story, if you can, please do contribute to today's super chat goal. Thank you also so much to Gunner Girl for your continued support for the leadership for the last 20 months, saying, I'm so happy for you. You've come such a long way from whispering your lives. Love you, my friend, always. My goodness. Wow, you're definitely an OG. Wow, that's like 3-4 years ago. And I only had to do that because my ex at the time was in the next room. And so where I was like, my computer's here, right? And I'm talking to you guys and all that lot. And then in the room next door is where my ex was, and he was trying to sleep. And so I had to do a little bit of ASMR lives. They were really, really bad. I know, but it was the only way to get through it, best believe. Now, those days are long gone. I can rant and rave to me heart's content. This whole room is freaking soundproofed. Next door can't hear a thing. I've checked. So, yeah, no ASMR, Stef, anymore. Thanks also to Teresa Randall for your $2 sugar bucks. Thank you so much, honey, saying looking tanned and refreshed, Stef. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely refreshed. I'm already planning my next holiday. I really am. I want to go back. Big SM in the chat. Thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks, my friend. Saying African Parks, charity number, company number, and their SC as they're registered in Scotland, and the US charity number. Ooh, okay. Knowing the charity numbers is pretty cool because you get to know a little bit more about them. You know where to search in terms of the charity number for all the information to come up. So thank you so much for that, Big SM. Also as well, Karen Evans, thank you so much for that wonderful £2 sugar bucks. Really appreciate your face there. And through the Looking Glass channel with Alice, thank you so much for the $3 sugar bucks. And Mr. Green Blob being like, thumbs up. Thumbs up for the Mr. Green Blob. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Oh, Jane's like, and there's no fairy lights in the background either now. I know. Oh my goodness, you're proper OJ. That was when, at that point, my ex had enough and he relegated me down to the basement. And the basement was pretty big, all right? But I had this small little corner. You couldn't swing a cat, quite literally, in that corner. And I tried to kind of prettify it by painting the back wall and hanging up a little bit of fairy lights with it. So, yeah, I've come a long way since then. I'm very lucky and very blessed. I know. And I recognize that literally every freaking day. With that being said, my goodness, we're now just 2 more super chats away from unlocking the bonus Hazza and Megzy story for today's live stream. So if you want the bonus Hazza and Megzy story to be unlocked, guys, you've got about 10 more minutes. So if anyone else is able, only if you're able to send a super chat to contribute towards today's goal to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megzy story, now is the time to do so. In the meantime, let's jump into the third story for today's live stream. Prince Hazza, Archie and Lilibet, it looks like they are set to be removed from the line of succession now by Prince William. What the deuce is going on? How is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Yeah, let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this, shall we? Because yeah, reports are coming through that Prince Hazza, Archie and Lilibet are now set to be removed from the line of succession by Prince William. And so there's been all this talk over the years of their titles being removed. The more recent kind of reports is that the titles will now be removed once Prince William ascends to the throne, that King Charles just doesn't have the emotional capacity, the strength to have to deal with any of that. So he's just letting everything continue until Prince William ascends to the throne and that he's more stronger mentally, take away their titles and now remove them from the line of succession. I mean, I've been talking for a while now about Hazza and Megzy getting their titles removed, and then that's going to happen now once Prince William ascends to the throne. But this is the first time we're now hearing, as far as I'm concerned, that Prince William is also going to go one step further, allegedly, and remove the whole Sussex line from the line of succession. Now, if he's ready to do that, I'm ready to give him the snaps all day long and be like, yes, and cheer him the hell on to actually do that. Now, there is a lot of rationale as to why we should actually believe this rumour in the first place. Why? Well, there's a lot of reports now coming out that Prince William is done with Hazza. Done, 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 and done. Here we've got the New York Post saying that Prince Harry, it's over when it comes to Prince William. Prince William doesn't want anything to do with Hazza anymore, refuses to even respond to Hazza. And this has intensified since Hazza's disastrous BBC interview last week. Hazza did that disastrous BBC interview. Prince William now is like, do you know what? There were even the smallest chance. Gone. I don't want anything to do with Hazza anymore. He is done. He is dead to me. The royal family, of course, they've been silent in response to that BBC interview and all of Hazza's allegations, which to me are basically just a bunch of lies. Now, a source has told US Weekly, quote, William doesn't talk about Harry anymore. Everyone knows it's a subject that they shouldn't bring up. So he hasn't brought up the interview and won't. The insider saying that Prince William is now done with Hazza, saying when he becomes king, everybody thinks the divide will become even wider. So if anyone thinks that Prince William won't remove Hazza, Archie and Lilibet from the line of succession because Prince William just wouldn't do that to his brother, well, think again. Because now the headlines are turning around and saying Prince William is done with Prince Hazza. In other words, for Prince William, as far as I'm concerned, reading between the lines, Hazza's dead to him. Don't care anymore. Don't want to talk about him. Don't want to even acknowledge his freaking existence, guys. So, yeah, that gives even more strength to this allegation that Prince William is now ready to actually remove the Sussex line from the line of succession once he ascends to the throne. Let's go one step further. The titles. And so here, Radar Online were reporting that now Prince William loves and despises Hazza and Megxit and will strip their royal titles once he becomes king, because he's under the belief, as I am as well, that they've betrayed everything the family stands for. And so a royal insider has claimed that whilst King Charles is just letting the status quo continue as it is, Prince William will not let it continue for much longer once he becomes king. And Megxit's recent use of her HRH title that we all know about, right? Yeah, has really riled Prince William up the wrong way, to the point where it's now game over. She is now, according to this report, put the final nail in the coffin. She is set to lose her precious title because Prince William will not allow it to continue once he becomes king, again, if the reports are to be believed. The source telling the Daily Beast, quote, Charles might be happy to put up with this, but William won't. He loves and despises Harry and Meghan with every bone in his body. He believes they've betrayed everything the family stands for, and the idea that they're using their royal status as a calling card will enrage him. Further claiming that Megxit was violating an agreement with the late Queen Elizabeth II by using personal correspondent cards with HRH on them in photos for her brand. So not only are reports coming through that Prince William is totally done with Hazza. Hazza might as well be dead to Prince William at this point. But Prince William also is more emboldened now to remove their titles once he becomes king. Because Megxit cannot help herself. She can't stop it. Using her title for commercial means. Prince William is not a fan of that whatsoever. And so it all comes down to this tweet that Mystify shared on Twitter, saying, I heard Neil Sean say Prince William wants all the Sussexes removed from the line of succession. That's the first goal of his. I have no reason to think this isn't the case. If there are no Sussexes in the line of succession, that does solve quite a bit of the problem. Now, a lot of people are saying that it'll take an act of parliament to remove their titles. Okay, easy, done. Parliament will do that. Okay. But to remove someone from the line of succession, or to amend the line of succession, let's say, that can be done by a King William through the letters patent. Letters patent has been used by monarchs over the last 100 years or so that has directly affected the line of succession. You had the letters patent at the turn of the 20th century, where it actually, as a result, removed people from the line of succession. Then you had Queen Elizabeth letters patent that she then published. I think it was like 2012, 2013, something along those lines, that again affected the line of succession. And so, for all those that might be turning around and saying, oh, Prince William couldn't remove Prince Hazard, Archie and Lilibet from the line of succession. It's impossible. He couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. Oh, no, he can. Very easily. With a letters patent. Once Prince William ascends to the throne, if all these reports are to be believed, it's soon going to be game freaking over for the Sussexes. And we won't actually be calling them the Sussexes for that much longer anyway. We'd be calling them the Windsors, because they'd literally be known as Harry and Meghan Mountbatten Windsor. Done and dusted. And the cherry on the cake, removing Hazard, Archie and Lilibet for the line of succession. Oh my goodness. If a King William did that, he'd have my full support. Would he have your support? I got a funny feeling he would, for the majority of you out there that's watching me right now. So, with that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But for those watching live on the replay, if you enjoyed this and you want more, and of course you want more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Once Prince William ascends to the throne, do you have a lot of faith in him that he will actually remove Hazard, Archie and Lilibet from the line of succession? What do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat, or if you watch on the replay, in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Appreciate all your faces. Live, stay exactly where you are. Those on the replay, I'll see you later. All right, and that was the third story for today's live stream. Guys, we have unlocked the bonus Hazard and Megzy story for today's live stream, so I'll get into that in a moment. But thanks firstly to GC Van 1987 for the £5 sugar bucks, saying, I'm here for an extra story. Take this extra sugar bucks. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, as well, thank you to Snork Y2K for your $2 sugar bucks, saying should happen as soon as King is on life support. Oof. Yeah, it's sad in a way that King Charles seemingly doesn't have the strength to be able to deal with Hazard and Megzy. It's quite sad, in a way, if that makes sense. But do you know what? I don't blame King Charles for not really taking direct action against Hazard and Megzy, because he's got bigger fish to fry. He's suffering from cancer. He's literally in the fight of his life. He's going through treatment. That'll take it out of anyone, that kind of treatment that he's having to go through and what he's having to face up to. So I really don't blame him in a way that he's unable to, or chooses to not directly deal with Hazard and Megzy. Do you know what? In the meantime, I'm happy to wait until Prince William ascends to the throne, because then he will have the strength to deal with Hazard and Megzy. And again, if the reports are to be believed, it's going to be very quick. very, very quick. GC Fan 1987, thank you so much for another super chat. That's very, very kind of you. Some £5 sugar bucks there. Saying, gotta give another super chat. That entitled whinger needs brought down a peg or two dozen. Well, this extra bonus Hazard and Megsy story is definitely gonna be doing that. Big SM, thank you so much for the £2 sugar buck, saying, come on, someone must be number 10. Who will it be? I think it was either GC Fan 1987 or Snork Y2K, potentially. It doesn't tell me. YouTube, for some reason, doesn't tell me who the 10th super chatter was for the goal, which is sad, actually, in a way. I think it should do that. I'll have a word with my YouTube rep on that and see what they can do. King Bob, thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck, saying, hope you had a great time on your vacation. I really, really did. And I actually did vlog a little bit of it. I'm actually editing it all together right now, and I'll be releasing it on one of these Saturdays coming up. Tomorrow, I hope to release a video that actually details the start of my autism journey. For those that don't know, and I'm going to be very, very quick in explaining this. So, back in the 1980s, I was born in 1986, doctors did not diagnose females as autistic. They were under the belief that females never were autistic at all. And so I found out only in the last 6 months or so, when I spoke to my GP, that even though the doctors now do treat me as autistic, right? They say, look, you've got the clear signs, you are autistic, no two ways about that. All that is on my medical records is delayed speech. Now, they've turned around and they said, look, this is very typical of children in the 1980s that, have autism but are not actually diagnosed as autistic, such as females like yourself, blah, blah, blah. Having the term delayed speech on your records indicates that, yeah, if we were in this day and age, you'd definitely have autism officially diagnosed on your records. And so I'm like, okay, if there's nothing on my records in terms of my autism, then I don't really know anything about it, right? The doctors can't tell me how severe it is, where I am on the spectrum, what I can do about it, if anything. There's nothing. And so, thanks to actually one alternate out there that emailed me, and thank you so much, I've been able to get a referral to be seen in 3 months and, yeah, get assessed. And so hopefully tomorrow I'll be releasing my first in a series of Stef the Alternate and Autism, So What? And yeah, hopefully tomorrow's video that you'll be watching will be the process of how I got the referral in the first place, because believe me, when I first initially spoke to my GP, wanting to know more about my autism, they were like, well, because you're an adult now and because of the state of the NHS, you'll be waiting about 4 to 6 years to be seen to get an assessment. What the frick? Nah. Thanks to one alternate out there for emailing me and saving me really in this regard. I've been able to find somewhere where they'll actually see me within 3 months. The GP, I've got the notification within the last 24 hours. They've officially referred me to them. So yeah, I'll be outlining the process of that hopefully tomorrow in my Saturday Stef or alternate behind the scenes kind of videos that I've started to release every Saturday, or as many Saturdays as possible. So yeah, hopefully stay tuned for that. Through the Looking Glass channel with Alice, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And the Mr. Green Blob saying cool. Well, thank you so much for that. Andrea Black, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying, hey up, y'all. Hey up, hey up, hey up. Shaz, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 26 months, saying let us patent to have kids educated in the UK or lose their titles is a good way to start. Thanks, Stef. You rock. Absolutely. And the Sarge is in the chat. Hey up, Sarge. Thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck, saying hi, Stef. Georgie and Olivia say hi. Oh, hey up, Georgie and Olivia. And oh my goodness, that clip of Georgie and Olivia barking. Oh my goodness, you must be a proud mama. Like, Olivia is gobby. You must be so proud. Oh, she's so cute when she barks as well. It's amazing. It really is. I need Yorkie in my life, I'm telling you. King Bob, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 34 months. Saying, looking great today. Then again, you always do. I'm so close to 3 years. I know. Wow. One of the OGs in the crew. Thank you so, so much, King Bob. With that being said, let's crack on with the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. Now, I did say earlier on, it's a funny one. Not all is what it seems, but let's have a laugh at this, okay? Unseen footage of Prince Hazza's BBC interview has got leaked online. Now, all is not what it seems, but let's have a laugh at this all the same. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the raw news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, let's have a laugh at this one. Not all is what it seems, okay? I will say this right off the bat and be completely honest with you. A little bit clickbaity, but it's funny, okay? So please bear with me on this one. Unseen footage, all right, of Prince Hazza's BBC interview has got leaked online. Not all is what it seems, but we are going to have a laugh at this all the same. So this is all thanks to Talk TV. I saw this and I'm like, oh, I've got to share this with the All Nerd crew and have a laugh together. Exclusive, guys! Previously unseen footage from Prince Hazza's bombshell interview with the BBC has actually been leaked online. You think you saw the full interview? Think again.
Shortly after hearing the court's legal judgment, a devastated Prince Harry sat down for what was an emotional and candid interview. I started by asking him how he was feeling.
Oh my goodness. Just his wig. The dude's wig. Prince Hazza wishes he had that amount of hair. He wishes. He photoshops his hair like that. Oh my goodness. I'm already crying tears of laughter already. Here we go.
Shocked by the decision. Everyone said I was going to win. And I always win. I'm always right. I'm never going to bring my wife back to Britain now, and it's your fault. And she's gutted because she wanted to flog her jam on QVC.
Oh, I got to take my glasses off. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. I still laugh my absolute tits off watching this clip. Oh my goodness. Seriously, this clip, right? Hazza could have saved himself half an hour, right? And just said this in less than a minute. This just literally recaps everything that Hazza said in under a minute. It really, really does.
Do you want the court battle to continue?
I don't want any more court battles. I can't afford them. I've run out of money.
It don't seem that way. Because this is the thing, right? As I've been saying all along, really, at the end of the day, who are the real winners in Prince Hazza's legal wars, right? There's many legal lawsuits that he's got at the moment. He keeps losing the majority of them all. The real winners are his freaking lawyers, because ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching! No wonder Hazza ain't got any money left.
My wife keeps spending it all on edible flowers. If I don't write another book soon, I'll end up like Fergie.
So what's your...
Oh my right, for those that have missed out on the latest when it comes to Hazza and, you know, his author career, right, his writing career, yeah, rumours are Spare 2.0 is coming up. If that's the case, well, you know, suppose it's more content for us Megxiteers on YouTube. Let's be real, right?
Or feelings kind of moving forward? Is there any way that this could be resolved?
I'd love to reconcile with my family, but they all hate me. Don't know why, all I did was call them a bunch of racists. Daddy won't speak to me anymore, and he won't even try Meghan's jam. I mean, it's not my fault. None of this is my fault. It's everyone else's fault. Why do they blame me?
Now, this gentleman right here from Talk TV, for those that don't know, his name's Kevin O'Sullivan. Absolute masterclass here. What a brilliant piece of satire. I've watched this now like 3-4 times over, and even now I'm still pissing myself laughing. But this is the thing. There's an element of truth in everything in this satire piece. And do you know what? This is save yourself half an hour, right? If you've somehow not watched the BBC interview, right, with Prince Hazza from last week, save yourself freaking half an hour. Just watch this clip. In under a minute, it essentially just recaps everything that Hazza said and how he came across and how he was feeling, blah, 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 blah. I love it. I love it. So that was the unseen footage of Prince Hazza's BBC interview that has got leaked online. What do you guys think to that? Those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet, but if you're watching live or on the replay and haven't done so already, please make sure on your way out you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Were you laughing just as much as me when you were watching that clip from Talk TV? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those watching the replay, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Okay, and that was your bonus Hazza and Megxy story of the day. Thank you so much to everyone that was able to contribute to today's super chat goal. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so, so much. Just to make you guys aware, for those watching on the live, stay exactly where you are because I'm not done with you guys. As soon as this live stream ends, you will be redirected over to my second channel, Political Nerds. And there is a video that will be premiering in the next 7 minutes. The clip that I'm going to be showing you in this video is absolutely sickening. It's going to make you sick to your stomach. And it's absolutely deplorable. Seriously. Keir Starmer should be freaking ashamed of himself for not doing more to eradicate these problems from the UK. Let's put it that way. So for those watching live, stay exactly where you are because once this live stream ends, you'll be redirected over to my premiere video there. I will also be in the live chat over on Political Nerds on the premiere video so we can continue the conversation there. In the meantime, let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat. Thank you so much to Jane for the £2 sugar bucks, saying you need to get a Yorkie starting your Yorkie fund. What? Hang on. Are you saying for me to start a fundraiser for me to get Yorkie in my life? Is that what you're saying? Jane, I mean, let me know in the live chat. You don't have to send me a super chat. Just let me know in the live chat. Is that what you're meaning? Do people want me to do that? If you don't, I mean, I'm totally Gucci with that. Never even thought of this, doing that. I'm a little bit like, yeah. Do you want me to do that? Guys, let me know in the live chat. If not, I'm really not that, like, not butthurt with it. You know what I mean? But do you guys want me to do this? Let me know. I mean, I've been looking around and we're looking at around about £1,000 approximately for a Yorkie. I have been looking around the adoption agencies such as Dogs Trust, RSPCA in the area, and I will continue to do so. But, you know, I'm looking specifically for a Yorkshire Terrier puppy. And if I can find one at an adoption agency, by all means, I will do. The majority of the dogs that I've had in the past, I have actually adopted through Dogs Trust. So I'm very familiar with them and their process, right? But if I can't find a Yorkshire Terrier puppy through an adoption agency, I will have to unfortunately go private. So please do bear that in mind, okay? Project Metal Music saying, this is hilarious. Carol Merlick saying, Kevin O'Sullivan is brilliant. Flapper27. Oh, thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you to say. I love Steph. She's quite the sleuth. I try to be. Teresa Randall, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And yay, my favourite. The Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. James says, start Steph's Yorkie Fund. Huh. Do you guys really want me to do that? Carol Merlick says, gotta love Talk TV. They have a sense of humour. They really do, don't they? I also love Meghan Kelly. She's done some really good satirical like episodes. She did one on the With Love Meghan situation. She did one on the Amazon all-female going to space team situation going on. She's killing it at the moment. Definitely. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Carol says, humour is so funny when it's honest. Facts. Yes. John MC2134 says, so he's messed up on 2 African charities now because he's lazy and entitled and obviously used his association with them going once in 6 years to give him a saviour complex. Yeah. And he accuses everyone else of being racist. Oh, sorry, unconsciously biased, but he doesn't look into the mirror. Interesting, right? Okay, so I'm just looking out for Jane here and her comments because I asked her earlier on, do you mean that you want me to fundraise in the Alternate community to get Yorkie? Jane says, I'd like you to get a dog Yorkie. Yeah, I'd like to get a Yorkie too, like the Yorkshire Terrier. Whether it's a boy or a girl, I'm going to be calling it Yorkie. That's why, you know, I'm calling it Yorkie already, if that makes sense. Marsha says you'd be cute with a Yorkie. Yeah. Jane says, oh, here we go. If you want us to help you get one, we will. With the Yorkshire Terrier. Whoa, really? Whoa. Let me think about that. Snork Y2K says, oh, a Yorkie and a Maine Coon cat. Well, firstly, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And secondly, oh my goodness, a Maine Coon cat. I might as well get a freaking lion or something. Those things are massive. No. I like Yorkies. Maybe I might do another video to release on Saturday for like a behind the scenes moment, explaining why Yorkshire Terriers are so precious to me, why they mean so much to me. Yeah. Sarge is saying a teacup Yorkie. That's what I'm looking for. A teacup Yorkie. Because then, you know, when I'm traveling, Yorkie will be getting a pet passport. so that Yorkie can then travel with me either way. Again, let me be very clear on this. I am still searching the adoption agencies around. If they do have a Yorkshire Terrier puppy, I'd be more than happy to take them off their hands. Do you know what I mean? But if I can't find it through the adoption agencies, I will have to go private. Again, there are strong reasons why my heart is set on getting a Yorkshire Terrier. And yeah, I think I'll do a video on that and explain it to you guys in the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Snork Y2K, again, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying Maine Coon will bark raised with Yorkie. Woof. Yeah. And Through the Looking Glass channel with Alice says, you can adopt, but puppies are hard to find. It's been a year that I've been waiting. 9-month-old Airedale. You see, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, not for want for trying. I will try and adopt. The majority of my dogs that I've had in the past have been through an adoption agency, but sometimes they just don't have what you want, and you have to then go private in the end. With that being said, all those watching live, stay exactly where you are, because once this stream ends, you're going to be redirected to this premiere video that's starting shortly on my second channel, Political Nerds. Guys, oh my goodness, we are literally, let me have a look here, 41 subscribers away from 15,000 political nerds in the community. So if you haven't done so already, head on over, click that subscribe button. I'll be joining you on this premiere in the live chat. This video is going to make you sick to your stomach. Thank you, though, so much to everyone that's joined in live or on the replay. Thank you so much to everyone that's been kind enough and able to send sugar bucks, been able to jump into today's gifting wars, liked this stream, kept me company in the live chat, and subscribed to this channel. I appreciate all your faces. I will see you next this Sunday, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern, for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. For the leader-only stream, that'll be happening an hour before at 9 o'clock UK time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and until the next time, you guys, laters.